Hey guys, welcome. You obviously clicked on this video because you wanted to hear how gestational diabetes ruined my diet, which it actually did have negative effects on my diet. So I'm going to share that with you today. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Ellie. I'm a nutritional therapist and a mom of two sweet little kids. And I had gestational diabetes with both my pregnancies. It was unexpected. Diabetes does run in my family, and so I guess I'm not wildly surprised, but as someone who takes care of their body and teaches people how to take care of their body, it was a little bit shocking. So let me get started and share with you how it affected my diet and still affects me today. If I'm in a weird location, I'm downstairs in our basement, it's kind of hot, and my kids are sleeping. So not the normal location, but we're just gonna keep rolling. So obviously as a nutritionist, I keep my diet pretty clean. I eat intuitively. I try to eat real whole foods, that kind of thing. I've always had an issue with craving sugar ever since I was itty bitty. I just remember craving sugar. That's just part of my life. That's stuff that I work through. Even if I eat a lot of protein and fats, it just is something that I struggle with a lot more than eating like chips and like salty carbs, those kind of things. I definitely lean more towards the sweet sides. Either side, the high carb or high sugar, they both impact your blood sugar. But for me, I tend towards the sweet side. So when I got diagnosed with gestational diabetes, I decided to go to a diabetic dietitian. That's kind of what they make you do anyways. My doctor was really cool with me because she knew that I was a nutritionist, but she was like, it's definitely good to get, an outside opinion. And I totally agree. I love going and learning from other people, even if they're within my same field, because they can see myself and my body differently than I see my own. And so I went off to the world of the gestational or the diabetic dietitian, and my dietitian was awesome. I had the same one for both of my pregnancies, and she actually had gestational diabetes herself with both of her kids. She had a kid right before both of mine. So she had a kid, and then I came in pregnant, and then she had another baby, and I came in pregnant. And we both had gestational diabetes, so it was really awesome to talk and just understand and feel heard. So it was good. So I definitely encourage going to get help, even if you yourself are a professional. So what led to bad dietary practices with gestational diabetes? It was the fact that I tried so hard not to go on medication. It was such an inner issue with me. I was just hurt. My pride was hurt and I felt ashamed. And I was like, oh yeah, I have it, but it's like not a big deal. Like, as I'm gonna pull that hair back. Oh, it just got dark outside. Sorry. Wow, it looks like nighttime. It's not. Maybe that cloud will come back. We'll just keep going. Sorry, it went darker all of a sudden. So I tried really hard to manage my diet without needed medications, and I wish I had been gentler on myself. The dietitian I was working with was very gentle and very just thoughtful with meeting with me, but I wish I had not been so hard on myself, because what happened is I carb restricted, which was within the rules of what I could do. I still was eating carbs. I wasn't on like a keto diet or anything like that, but I lowered my carbs a lot. And then after lunch and after dinner, 2 hours after lunch and 2 hours after dinner, I would have sweets of some sort. It would be like a 30 carb, like little sweet. And that is what really created a downfall in my diet. So it's not that eating sugars and eating carbohydrates were bad. The problem is I was depriving myself of my cravings for carbohydrates, and I was trying to restrict my carbohydrates so that I wouldn't have to go on insulin, which during my first pregnancy worked, but during my second pregnancy did not. I still ended up on insulin at the end of my pregnancy. And when I look back, I wish I had just listened to what my body needed, which was carbohydrates, and it needed support via insulin. And I wish I had listened to it, because instead I would carb restrict meals and then within range. I mean, I was eating really healthy meals. I was eating enough calories. I was gaining weight throughout my pregnancy. I gained healthy weight with both my pregnancies, but I wasn't giving my body what it actually was asking for, which was carbohydrates. So I was eating sweets after lunch and dinner and craving those and looking forward to those sweets versus giving my body the adequate nutrition during mealtime. So during my second pregnancy, this is where the issues really started coming forward, and that I realized what I had done to my body, because when I was about 35 weeks pregnant, my fasting blood sugar started increasing. So that's the blood sugar right when you first wake up. You know, there's not anything you can really do about fasting blood sugar. It is what it is. You didn't eat for X number of hours. Like, I can't control what my blood sugar is doing during that time frame. And it was cresting over 100. You want your blood sugar to be below 100, and when you're pregnant, you really want it below 95. And it was sitting at like 105, 107, like 112, and it was getting a little bit up there, and it's not a crazy number. And if you're not pregnant, it's really not that much of a big deal. But when you're pregnant, everything is much more important because you're protecting your baby. And both my babies had low blood sugar, significant low blood sugar after I delivered them, in part mostly because of my gestational diabetes. So I saw that these numbers were increasing, and I was trying to fight back, and there wasn't anything I could do. And I wish I had just released the control and taken the darn insulin. But what happened is, right around 36 weeks, my diabetic dietitian was like, girl, it's time. And I was like, no, like, but she was like, it's time. Like, your numbers are getting up. It's gonna be dangerous for the baby. Not only you, but the baby. And so I started an insulin, and it was the easiest thing ever. Like, the shot was way less painful than like pricking your fingers to check your blood sugar. And it was just a shot in my thigh once a day. And that was it. I didn't have to measure anything. And as soon as I gave in, I felt so much relief. I would take the medication. It was only for another, 36, 7, 8, 9. It was only for another 3 weeks that I took it, because I had my daughter via induced at 39 weeks. And it was not that big of a deal. And when I gave into it, all of a sudden I gave myself permission to eat intuitively again. I gave myself more carbs during my meal times, and not like an enormous amount, and I wasn't trying to like take insulin so that I could like go crazy and like have milkshakes and french fries. No, like, I still was very purposeful, very intuitive about what I was eating, trying to nourish my body. But once I was able to take insulin and it regulated my blood sugar, I was able to just relax. So my kids are now 2 and 3.5, and I'm still dealing with repercussions of gestational diabetes, because after lunch and after dinner, my body is still craving that. Even if I am like really full, something in my brain during that time told myself that I was deprived and I needed this, versus listening to my body during pregnancy and partaking in a normal diet and a healthy diet. I deprived myself, and I told myself no. The food police in my brain was like, no, you can't have this. And the other part of Ellie, who is super determined, was like, heck no, I can do what I want. So I'm just gonna lower these and increase this, and I can eat my sugar. Had I not done that, I wouldn't be in the situation I am right now. So right now I'm trying to erase those food police in my brain and say, it's okay to have sweets. It's okay to have these carbs at my meals. I don't have blood sugar dysregulation anymore. My gestational diabetes is gone. Like, it's okay for me to rest and listen to my body again. But it's hard. It's not something that happens overnight. My youngest is 2, and I'm still struggling with these practices. So what am I doing about it? I'm reading the intuitive eating book. I'm going through the process and learning and teaching myself again that it's okay to treat my body with love. It's okay to eat things that I'm craving. It's okay to splurge sometimes, and it's just okay. Like, it's okay to just let my body live in this world of amazing food and parties and things like that. So if you're like me and you've been struggling after gestational diabetes, or maybe just struggling in general, maybe you've never been pregnant, but you're struggling with your diet, I highly recommend the Intuitive Eating book. It is so beautiful, and if you really work through it, you will find success, I promise. And if you need added support, I'm a nutritional therapist. Hit me up, send me a message. You can go to livingsatisfied.com and I would love to help you. I hope that this video was interesting to you. I just, over the last month or so, realized that I had been dealing so heavily with this. I never really recognized, I didn't really recognize the extent of what I was dealing with until the past few months. And so it's been a good journey. I am thankful for my gestational diabetes. I'm thankful that I had it, because now I'm able to help other people that have it, and I have a firsthand experience, and not just, you know, working with clients or reading about it. I can actually say, like, been there, done that, let me tell you, girl. So if you're interested in working with me, let me know. Otherwise, I hope that you guys have a good day. I hope that you found this video interesting, and I will see you guys later. I wish I had been able to this lighting's so much better, but look at this background. Did you guys want to look at that? This basement is just struggling a little bit. But my kids are sleeping and I didn't want to wake them up from this video. So hope that you guys had a good day.